Thanks for listening to the AZ12 podcast. I'm your host, Mike Luke, joined by Jason Shear. All the naysayers, they said it couldn't be done. It was done. Hello, Shear. How are you doing?
Just on an interesting tidbit.
What's that?
If you want to start the show with it.
Yeah.
Elijah Rushing is dating this new girls Texas Tech commit.
Interesting.
And there's rumors that he'll be entering the portal here in a few days.
And is this the Texas Tech commit? Is that Pete's sister?
Huh?
Wait a second. Oh, you got to give a little more background than this. Keep going.
Women's basketball commit Majuk, not Majuk, the one that committed yesterday
from that went to Sal Point, I guess.
Yeah. So I guess someone said that she's dating Elijah Rushing. And Ronnie Palmer in the last 20 minutes or so just followed Elijah Rushing on Twitter. And generally, when an assistant starts to do that, there's rumors they're going to enter the portal. And Arizona needs a pass rusher, Mike. And so
I'm just going to say that I called that one to a T.
I don't know if he's going to enter yet, but if he does, I have a feeling we know where he's going to wind up.
I would, and you and I actually called that for a while, that he wasn't going to go to Oregon, he wasn't going to play at Oregon, and that he would end up back at the University of Arizona. Jedd's not here. All I'm going to say on this is, by all accounts, the kid's a very good kid, a really, really good kid. I've said it from day one, and I'll just keep saying it, that he's just not that good. I don't know how else to put it. If you went to a South Point game, you generally never saw him dominating.
I'm gonna text our guy over at Oregon.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that guy. I mean, he's gonna know clearly. So all right. Well, again, we would definitely take that. You
need a pass rusher if you're Arizona. Again, I'm not reporting he's transferring to that. I'm saying it's rumors. But yeah, I mean, if you're Arizona, you take that. You take him. I don't think he's that good either, but you take him in a heartbeat, right?
You take him every single day of the week, and if you're not that good, you're not that good. But you absolutely take him. Yes. I would. I'm totally in on that. Okay, now let's talk. We're going to talk some Arizona NFL draft and the MNFL draft. But a couple things first. Shear, Tet McMillan. This has to stop. Like,
which part? The Tet part?
All this stuff. Let's hear from Tet. Let's hear from Spears had a fairly funny tweet there. He says, instead of calling him Todd, I'm just going to call him Toe. All right. So let's hear from Toe McShay.
I don't trust him. Okay. I don't trust, and I have reports, and I know that Jedd Fisch had as one scout said, when he was great, when Jedd Fisch had his foot on his throat. Don't take that the wrong way. Like, obviously, it means like someone who is monitoring and making sure that pushing him, driving him.
Correct.
When Jedd Fisch left town, there was a new sheriff in town, and it was Tet.
Yep.
Tet didn't like to work out and practice hard unless a scout was in attendance. Showed up on the routes.
Okay.
Quitting on balls over the middle field. Didn't think he showed attention to detail. I get offended personally for Drake London when people say, oh, he's the next Drake London. Yeah, no, he's the same size. He makes the same acrobatic catches. Drake was a dog. I don't trust him.
Okay.
All right.
I don't trust, and I have reports, and I know that Jedd Fisch had as one scout said, when he was great, Jedd Fisch had his foot on his throat. Don't take that.
Cody. Thank you. Yeah, that's all crap. That's literally all crap. All of that is garbage. First of all, he calls him Tet multiple times. Second of all, that is clearly Jedd Fisch who is telling him that. That is clearly Jedd Fisch. It wasn't anybody at the U of A that was telling him that.
Well, let's start at the beginning, right? We watched every Arizona game last season.
Yes.
The reason that T-Mac gave up over the middle of the field is because there were no routes over the middle of the field. That was a complaint that all of us, including the people in the chat, had every single game. They literally didn't throw it to the middle of the field. Number two, T-Mac stats in 2023, Mike. 90 catches for 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns. T-Mac stats last year, 84 catches for 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns. Are we really doing this over 6 less catches, 80 less yards, and 2 less touchdowns?
Yeah.
Is what we're doing?
and in less games as well. He just I don't know, that was embarrassing. That was clearly somebody that has not watched him. And I like too about how he said that that he that Jedd was there. Who do you think was telling him that he needed somebody like Jedd there?
So and a couple more things too, right? Number one, Ted, the whole, there was a new sheriff in town, and it was Ted McMillan. No one has ever said that T-Mac was a locker room issue. Nobody. It has never come up. It has never been a discussion. Nobody has said it. Also, I don't think Jedd Fisch is purposely taking T-Mac, because I think he's going to try to take all the credit for T-Mac.
No, but I do believe that Jedd wants all the credit for T-Mac.
Right. So what he's doing is he's telling people, oh, he was so good when I was with him, and gosh darn it, when I wasn't with him, he took a drop. But I know when you push him like I pushed him, he's going to be great. You just have to coach him like I coached him. That's what's going on.
And here's what I don't believe as well. And I'm sorry, people are like, yeah, stop talking about Jedd Fisch. No, when he does this stuff, everyone now, and I'm going to stick up for Shearer here. Everybody was talking about that video that he did with George Wrightster. That was the biggest puff piece ever. Now, just to give you a little bit of a background on what's going on here. Fisch's agent called basically everybody in the Tucson media, trying to get him to run with a story that Arizona didn't offer a contract extension, and he went with this huge thing about promissory notes. Well, guess what? I'm actually fairly close with the person that offered him the contract extension. I can tell you exactly how it played out. And so nobody in the local media takes this story, and George Wrightster takes it. Now, again, I got no beef with George Wrightster, but there's a reason that George Wrightster took this. That's it.
It's also funny. Did you see Wrightster backed off and said it wasn't promissory notes? It was a a memorandum of understanding. I was like, dude, you didn't say that.
Yes. Did he tweet back at you?
Yeah, he moved the goalpost. It's just
he does. Dude, you don't know, dude.
No, and it's fine. Like I always say, it's fine if you don't know stuff. Like it's not a big deal. Just say you don't know. It's really not a huge ordeal if you don't know something.
And what annoyed me the most about the Wrightster situation is he knows nothing about what happened down here. He knows only what Jedd told him. And again, this is where I get a little bit defensive here about my guy Dave. Listen, there's a lot of things that you could get on Dave for, but going above and beyond for Jedd Fisch and giving Jedd Fisch everything that Jedd Fisch ever wanted is not something that you can put on Dave.
There are two reasons why this AD is in the financial, or two major reasons why it's in the financial situation it is. Number one is Jedd. Number two is Adia. They overspent to lengths that you could not believe. And I might get in trouble for saying this, but I don't care. Jedd Fisch spent so much money that when Brent Brennan was hired, they weren't even given P cards. And if you don't know what a P card means, it means you basically charge it to the school and then you write it off and all that. The coaches had to pay for certain things out of their own pocket because they had to put a freeze on spending on the football program until they figured out how much money Fisch spent. He would go to hotels on recruiting trips and get the suites. He would rent the top cars. He would get cabanas for his wife. The amount of money that Jedd spent was insane. No other coach, basketball or football, has gotten close to that amount.
And I remember talking with somebody after that Wrightster story came out. I remember talking with somebody that would have a better idea about this than George Wrightster on how this went down. And he said, we gave him the contract that he wanted, that he asked for, that was on his desk for quite a while. He didn't want it. He kept saying, we'll deal with it after. And then if you look at what Jedd said, and again, we'll get back to other stuff in just a second. We'll get on to other stuff here in just a second. But then the other thing too that's also incredibly annoying about this entire story with Jedd is that when Jedd went on 3 different shows and said a bunch of different things, he said, well, contract, we're almost ready, it's good to go with Rome, this or that, and then he goes on another story or another show, and then he says, oh, hey, guess what? If Washington calls, you just got to take the job. There's been a billion different stories here. Dude, at the end of the day, just say you took a better job and then just let it be. The guy, listen, when it comes to Jedd, and I'll just leave it at this, Jedd is a pathological liar. Jedd is going to say whatever he can to be able to make Jedd sound good. There's a reason here, and he burned. And here's the other thing too. And I think I'm gonna speak for somebody here, and I don't mind speaking for him. Jedd, when Arizona did Jedd very well, you could have just taken the better job. But guess what? You had to trash. You had to build yourself up. That's why people despise Jedd Fisch. Not that he took another job. It's how he went about doing it. The dude sucks. I don't know what else to say.
I hate that we're talking about Jedd right now in April.
But again, here's why.
He makes himself. He makes himself the story. Like that's just what he did.
Yes, exactly. And the guy's just a scumbag. That's all I'm going to say on that. So we will, and I'm sure Rich Carrillo is going to take this and turn this into some video. Cool. But again, the promissory notes, the understanding of whatever that is, George, with all due respect, I don't know you. I'm sure you do good stuff. But at the end of the day, Jedd's throwing you a hill of beans and you're just making stuff up there. All right. Now,
who has the 10th pick in the draft today?
What's that?
Who has the 10th pick in the draft?
I don't know.
Someone look that up. The 10th pick in the draft tonight. T-Mac Dodds just moved up, and it looks like he leads. He's probably going to be the 10th pick of the draft.
All right, well, that's good. Yeah. All right. Eastside Ski, my guy. Hey, Sheer, did you unblock Eastside Ski? By the way, that's one of my favorite people. You better have unblocked him. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yes. So basically, Eastside Ski, we talked about it really quickly. Elijah Rushing is supposedly dating somebody that's going to the U of A, new women's basketball player, and then Ronnie Palmer just started following him on Twitter. So we'll find that. We'll see it. All right. Now let's pay a couple bills, and I want to get back to Tetairoa McMillan, not Tet.
Big T. Let me just call him Big T.
Big T, baby. All right, Cody, you there? Bridge Tech Communications. All right, now you might look at some of these guys. You might say to yourself, T-Mac, that guy probably doesn't lack for a gym. That guy probably knows where to get a gym. Sure, he's got to be using Bridge Tech Communications, wouldn't you assume?
Duh.
I mean, dude, this guy. Listen, if you're T-Mac and you're wandering around and you're saying to yourself, man, I just want to do push-ups all day, or I want to get to a real gym, but I don't know where a gym is. Bridge Tech Communications. Check it out. They can help you market your gym, health, wellness, spa, promotes 100+ health entities across multiple states, 750% average ROI, bridgetechcommunications.com. Check it out. We very much like our friend. Tony. He is the beast. All right, now, what else we got? Talk to me. All right. Comfort X HVAC, my friends. Now. Free routine maintenance for first-time clients. Small business with big savings. Built on trust for the long haul. Perfect track record, residential and commercial HVAC expertise at affordable rates. Comfort X HVAC, 520-222-7012. All right. Now, again, the great thing with Comfort X HVAC is that they can save you a lot of money. You want to save a lot of money there, just like our friend Tony Gimino. Tony is the most miserable person in the world, but he was happy. This picture proves it. We have never seen Tony happier than that. Comfort X HVAC, these guys are the best. Gimino approved. Back the A-Ray says, hey, Mike, serious about rushing to AZ. I'm fine with it. All I'm just going to say is that people are, if you're expecting this to be like a homecoming where this guy's going to have 25 sacks, I don't think that's going to be the case. Was he even in the?
You got to do it.
Yeah, of course. I have no problem with it. Are you in the third or was he even running in the top 3 or 4? Every time I go,
so our guy answered back and he said, I'm not going to name, but he said, I haven't heard anything about him transferring. He's been really receptive this spring. He'll have some sort of role. Next year, they lose their top 2 rushers, so he's likely to stay because he could step into an even larger role after that.
All right. Well, that guy doesn't know anything though. Who you're talking about? So, either way, we'll see how that works. All right, Tetairoa McMillan. I got to get back to this now. Forget Jedd Fisch. People that are trying to sour on T-Mac are the epitome of the nerds that just look at something for days and days and weeks and weeks and months, and they try to figure out, okay, what doesn't he do? Dude, T-Mac's the total package. You don't have to overthink yourself on this one. T-Mac is going to be a very good Arizona wide receiver from day one, period.
What do you think his weakness is? Like his real weakness is someone that actually watched him?
I don't know. Maybe that he doesn't have blazing speed, but the problem is he's good enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
And he's better after the catch. He's a good.
What outside wide receivers with his size had burning speed?
Not many. I mean,
we're talking NFL Hall of Famers at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking your Randy Mosses of the world.
Like Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss.
And see, the thing is, the Drake is a dog. Yeah, Todd, I'm sure that you've watched a lot of Tetairoa McMillan games, being that you call him Tet. And the thing about T-Mac that is just that's also just great is that he catches everything. His leaping ability is elite.
His catching radius might be the best I've ever seen, in the sense where if the ball is in his area, he can catch it.
Right. Yes, it
doesn't happen with the NBA draft. It's really weird what these NFL dudes do.
Right.
And basically what they do is for the 72 hours before the draft, they start trashing prospects in hopes of those prospects falling to them. And then these national guys pick it up. And they don't watch the film. They're just echoing what random scout from random NFL team says about them. And it's probably a dude with like the 18th pick that wants T-Mac to fall for him. And Todd McShay goes, my scout buddy told me this. Meanwhile, the team with the 10th pick is like, oh my God, I hope he gets T-Mac.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. AJ Green was pretty fast there, but I'll say AJ Green was very, very fast.
Metcalf is fast.
Yeah, but dudes like that, AJ Green couldn't get into the end zone. I mean, I'm just saying that T-Mac worst case scenario is a top end number 2 wide receiver. Worst case scenario in the NFL. And if
I would be very surprised if T-Mac was a bust. I really would. That would greatly surprise me.
Right, exactly. And again, I don't understand why it's so hard to call him by his name. It's not Tetairoa.
Yeah, I understand. Just call him T-Mac.
T-Mac. It's very, very simple. This isn't easy. But either way, I think he's going to be really, really good in the NFL and the MNFL. So that's going to be an interesting one to follow here. Now, another one too that also that is the groupthink thing that I think a lot of people fall into. I would actually love. I mean, he'd never come on, but I would love to ask McShay. Say, all right, so where did you get this information from? Because I would assume that you didn't talk with anybody on this current Arizona coaching staff, correct?
Zero chance.
No chance was you imagine that Brent Brennan or Bobby Wade was actually saying that to him? Okay.
Zero chance.
So that leads somebody else.
Probably Steve Smith.
Yeah. Oh, Steve Smith. Okay.
He just called Steve Smith and then asked him about it.
Yeah, he probably did. Will Travis Hunter be a bust? My only concern with Travis Hunter is him staying healthy.
I like Travis Hunter. I think he's super talented. I think he should absolutely be a cornerback, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but wide receivers get paid more money. So,
that's fair.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be good. Now let's talk about Jonah Savina for a second. Yeah, Jonah Savina is actually, let's pay a couple bills. I want to talk about Jonah Savina. Here for a second. Longview Insurance and Investments. All right, we know Andre Veras is watching right now. And guess what, dude? Just because you're watching doesn't mean we're going to endorse you.
So I have something. He texted me and said that he mentioned to you he wants to take us both to lunch next week.
Yep.
I assume it's to get our endorsement. It ain't happening, Andre. It ain't happening.
You could pay for 80 Albuquerque turkeys, and guess what? You'd have to throw an albacore on there as well.
Yeah.
And you're still not getting that endorsement.
Not happening, brother. Not happening.
Not on our watch, my friend. But we can highly recommend Andre, though, for financial plan, investments, all of that. What could your future look like with a personalized financial plan? Give Andre a call at 520-325-3456 and reference the AZ12 podcast for a complimentary initial meeting. But again, we're going to Baggins, of course. But again, we are not endorsing him. Won't do it, period. Sorry.
Won't do it.
Yep.
I would consider endorsing Andre for lunch.
No. You'd have to hire a new producer.
Yeah, we'd have to get rid of you then. Sorry, man. We run a tight ship around here. Yeah. Not going to do it. Not going to do
very
it.
Very ethically.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. All right. What else we got?
Huh?
Sheer, where'd you go?
You need an appointment. Appointment.
Guess who, my friend, is going to Arizona Primary Eye Care today? Me, this guy. Boom, boom, boom. Now, here's the great thing about it. You might look at these glasses and you might say to yourself, man, that's a good looking dude right there. But then you take them off and you're like, man, that guy looks like poo.
Oh, come on.
he would be right. But guess what? Arizona Primary Eye Care is here for me with these Tom Fords, baby. And I'm going to be getting a new pair that I'm going to be rocking as well. AccuView is now offering $400 towards contacts, $150 for disposable. And again, same day urgent care. Get in there, my friends. Get in there. You will thank me later. We need to get them all filled up. Fill them up. Sounds like a rap song. Fill them up. Okay. Jonah Savina, I believe Jonah Savina, I don't think he's going to go in the first round, but he should go in the first round. I do believe that Arizona hurt his stock last year. I believe that, sure, you go and then I'll go.
I think Jonah, the situation, him moving around, all that hurt his stock. Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, when we say hurt his stock, he's still going to go in the second round, at worst, third round. And I still think he's going to be a very successful pro. But I do think that the whole situation last year hurt him.
Yes, I think that's yes, it hurt him. But I look at him though, and I still look at somebody that's an absolute freak. I also look at somebody that can play multiple positions, although he's a guard. And like I said, it would not surprise me at all if Jonah Savina is a Pro Bowler. He's also going to be Curious Skeeve said Jonah will be in the NFL for 10 plus years without question. He's the kind of guy that I would have no problem taking late in the first round. Also, I have no clue, like we talked about, I have no clue if Oglesby can coach or not. All the offensive linemen took a massive step back last year. Wendell Moy was in that same boat. Big Jonah to me is going to be a really good, I think he's going to be a long-time MNFL player this year.
You see my boys met with him the other day?
Who?
The Giants met with him.
Giants?
Yeah.
They
have 4 selections in the first 3 rounds.
Ooh, interesting. I like that idea. Yummy.
I don't expect him to go in the first round. I don't think I'm saying something crazy here, but he should be first, second round, third at worst. The dude ran a 4.9 too. Like it's like he moves.
Yeah. He's an absolute he's an absolute stud. Oh, this is good. This Wrightster stuff's great. I made a whole YouTube video about and you asked me to come on and talk about blah, 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 oh no, this is good. This is really good. So he didn't I
replied to him. I don't remember. I was like, first of all, that was Mike's show. Second of all, we've never done that before.
Yes.
We welcome everyone on the show.
I just want to know about the promissory notes. Okay. Anyways, I think that's going to be very, very good I think Jonah Savina is going to be good. Now we need to talk about somebody else as well that we need to talk about somebody else as well that I think is going to be very, very good. And it's somebody that we should probably retire the number if it hasn't been retired already. And that everybody keeps asking about T-Mac and I think Joseph and Gen Zers all want to have the jerseys retired, all of that stuff. No, get in line behind Jakori Merritt.
Oh yeah, we talked about this yesterday, and I mean, we just cemented the Ring of Honor space. You should be left open.
The man died. The man lied back in the A.
Like Jakori died backing the A.
The man lied backing the A. And again, I can't even think about this. Has there ever been a player that was an MNFL prospect? MNFL is really hard to say.
Hudson Salmon died so Jakori could lie.
That's exactly. But has there ever been a player, an NFL caliber player, that lied to try to get into the University of Arizona to play football?
Oh, absolutely not.
That is at its highest level.
And he's still coming back. Like he was at practice last week. He still backs the A.
Yeah, dude, this guy's going to be ahead. Listen, some people bring up Teddy Bruschi. Some people bring up Chuck Cecil. I bring up Jakori Merritt.
Yeah.
Again, nobody showed nobody showed what he was. But BS aside, I think he's actually going to be a running back for probably 6 years in the NFL.
Joe loves him. And it's not like a fake. He's my player. I'm going to, raise expectations. He legitimately thinks like he is a NFL pro.
Yeah. And Zoe's been around. Zoe's been around a lot of them. Yes, he looks. It is what it is. ASU has Pat Tillman. We have Jakori Merritt. I think that's I don't know that I'm going to go that far, but yeah, I don't know that. But
as soon as that came out of your mouth, you're like, ooh. Maybe
Yeah,
I should have
yeah. I don't know that I'm gonna go. No, I'm not gonna go that far. Also, real quick, what do we think about? And I just want to talk about this guy because I like him as a player. What do we think about? Yeah, honestly, T-Mac will make the Ring of Fame. What do you think about? Pat Tilton. Yeah, I didn't say it. I didn't. I was just quoting somebody. I didn't say that. Yes, I
I
didn't.
thought Jacob Franklin was like our Pat Tillman. Now it's
Franklin is well. Jacob Franklin is the one that was always kept talking about himself, and Jacob Franklin and Pat Tilton to the point. Yes, yeah. Listen, Bear Down Cats 96 says he backed the A so hard the NCAA had to shut him down. They clipped his wings right in the middle.
Literally made a rule about backing the A as hard as he did.
Yeah, and they're like, dude, again, to quote me, they said not on our watch.
Yeah, it's not safe, they said. It's not safe.
When you think about it, can we blame cheating for why Arizona didn't NCAA cheating for why Arizona didn't do well last year?
You said it. You said it, so I don't have to.
Yep. Teamwork around here. Teamwork around here, dude. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about. Hold on, just a second here. I'm gonna text Kobe something. Okay, now I'm gonna get something for you here, Sheer, to help you out with your back and forth. Okay, but I want to ask you about this one guy. Jacob Franklin. Hopefully, I might be meeting with Jacob Saturday. Hey, maybe we could go up early and we could hang out with Jacob. Get lunch.
I thought you were going up with.
Yeah, we're not going. She's not going though. Or she's not going to go because she's got something with her aunt. So I might just hop up there with you then. All right. Now, let's talk about real quick. I want to talk about an uncomfortable subject, then we're going to get to basketball. But Cam Scataboo. Now, listen, Sheer took a lot of arrows for his Cam Scataboo take that he couldn't start at Arizona. In all fairness to me, I was right on Cam Scataboo. He's good. I didn't think he's that good, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Cam Scataboo is going to be a really good NFL running back. I don't care what anybody says. That guy's going to be a good NFL running back.
Like, how do we define good?
I think he's a starting caliber NFL running back. I do.
Who's the dude that's on the Falcons, the big dude from BYU, who people like, but he's really not that good? That always takes carries from Bijan.
Oh, that putts. Who is that guy? Like Tyler Niger or Tyler Algier.
Yeah, that's he could be like a Scataboo type, right?
Yeah, but I think Scataboo's better than him.
Aren't they like similar sizes and stuff?
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, but Scataboo was like the best running back in the country last year. Let's be honest. I mean,
I like him.
Yeah. Skier, if Mike is going with you, better get some new air freshener.
We just drive with the windows down the whole way.
Either way.
It's trash, by the way. I love UIBL, but that schedule's awful.
Oh, by the way, we got to make fun of Kobe L. Thiel for a second. Kobe L. Thiel thinks that there's not a big difference between Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. Look at the numbers, buddy.
Oh, God, that's Kobe that said that?
Yeah, it's Kobe that said that. And now that's a Gen Z take of all Gen Z.
So Gen Z. He probably just looks up the touchdowns.
Yeah, I bet he does, loser. Okay. All right, now let's get to some Arizona men's basketball as well.
Some news there, too. Some news there. You want it?
Yeah. What do you got? Talk to me.
Well, I don't know if I could say this on the show.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll text it to you, and then you can tell me.
All right, yeah. Hold on.
Oh, no, we'll just talk, and then...
Okay, yeah. I'm also texting Kobe to go. Kobe's... the one thing I will give Gen Zers is this. They're great at finding stuff, like on Twitter and message boards and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, go. Dude, if they announce that...
It's tough, right?
That's tough. All right. All I'm going to say is this. If you don't know who the...
I think we're a lot closer today to Arizona hiring its new assistant based on some national announcements that are going on.
Yeah. Yes. Right? I would assume that. Yes, I would assume that you can literally. Yes. That's it. Because again, he gave me that. I don't want to. It is what it is. If you listen, there's a lot of people that are smart enough to figure it out at this point. If you haven't already figured it out, and everyone on here is smarter than me. So, all right, now I do want to say something though. I'm getting beat up a little bit on your boards, and I don't like it. I don't like it. AJTO, this is for you. Clip, this is for you. Although Clip, you're much smarter than me. AJTO, I don't put you in that. I'm just kidding. I like you a lot too. AJTO is awesome. I really like him. All right. Here's the deal, though, and what we're talking about. All I said is you were never going to be able to bring in somebody else that was going to play point guard or envisioned playing point guard this year at the University of Arizona. And with Evan Nelson, that's not somebody who was really worried. So like when people are throwing out there, they're like, who was that Mountain West player of the year that was like the defensive player of the year, and people wanted him? You know what I'm talking about?
No, you said this yesterday, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, there was like the guy that was the white guy, and he was like the defensive player of the year. You should be able to figure this. You should be able
In the Mountain West?
maybe you're the West Coast Conference or one of those like
White guy.
White guy.
Yeah, Nick and I couldn't figure out who you were talking about yesterday.
No, there was some guy. You guys should be able to figure this out. I'm very disappointed that you haven't. Either way,
You haven't even figured it out.
I'm still trying to figure it out too. You're not bringing in somebody here that is going to play point guard here or wants to play. No, it wasn't Mahaney.
No,
Now,
he's at UConn, and by the way, he's going to like Florida Atlantic now. How far do they follow?
did you see that supposedly Chip Bennett told him that if he comes back that he'd bring him back to St. Mary's, but if he comes back, he has to redshirt.
I love your name usage, Chip Bennett. Who's Chip Bennett? Randy Bennett.
Oh, Randy Bennett.
Yeah.
Did I say Chip Bennett?
Yeah, you said Chip Bennett. You always have Chip Hale on your mind, man.
Yeah.
24/7.
But did you see that? I like that though. He basically said he's like,
It's crazy. This dude went to St. Mary's. You loved him. Then he went to UConn, and then he did nothing at UConn. Now he's going to wind up at like Florida Atlantic.
yeah, no, but I never really saw that one too. That was the epitome of the white guy that does really good against.
You loved him.
No, I
You
didn't.
loved him at St. Mary's.
No, I didn't. Either way, I need you to find this defensive player of the year.
I have no idea what
People were talking about him on the board.
I don't know. Dude,
He was guard.
a white guard?
White guard who was the defensive player of the year in the conference.
What conference?
Like one of those West Coast conference things.
The WCC?
Maybe try the WCC.
The WCC Defensive Player of the Year
White guy.
was Mitchell Saxon,
Doesn't
and it
sound-
wasn't him.
No, that wasn't right. Okay, now try the Mountain West.
The Mountain West Player of the Year was the dude from San Diego State, wasn't it?
Yeah, this isn't helping my case.
I think you just made it up.
No, I didn't make it up. I didn't make it up. I did not make it up. I'm just gonna.
Magoon. Guap.
Yeah, it wasn't him. It wasn't the. No,
I'm
it
going to
wasn't.
literally look at the transfer portal right now while you're talking, and I'm going to name you.
Look up all the white. It was a white name. It was
We
a
don't
white.
have a portal filter that says white people, Mike.
Yeah,
You should, though. You should.
I was going to say it'd be a lot easier to find. There's not that many of them.
What
Big Sky, Big West. Maybe try Big Sky, Big West. Yeah,
position? What position?
he was a guard. He was a guard.
Okay. He was a
Try
guard.
Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year. Or yeah. Try the
Currently-
Huh?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, dude, it's there. I will find it after the show.
You won't find it.
Yes, I will. Guard that was really guard that's good at defense. White guy. That's my note.
Dude, there's not even a white guy in the portal.
All right. Well, yeah.
Oh wait, Nick's sending it to us right now.
Oh, did he get it? Did we get it?
It's this dude.
Yeah.
Hayden Gray?
Yes. Yeah. That was him. That was him.
Who what?
Yes. Hayden Gray. Yes. We found it. Yes.
Hayden Gray? Who gives a
Hayden
care
Gray.
about it?
That was great. I was right. I clicked Nick Endogger. You are the man. Look at this. I was right. You guys said that I was lying. I was not
Big
lying.
West Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. And he wants to
Who
play.
wanted him?
What's that? On
First
the
of all,
board. We're
He
talking
doesn't even
about
have eligibility. He's like a 7th-year senior, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, is he one of the fake eligibility guys?
I'm pretty sure.
Either way, dude, this is big for me right now.
I'm proud of you, but I'm pretty sure he's fake eligible.
All right, well, either way, people wanted him, and all I'm
Hey,
saying,
thoughts on Desmond Claude releasing the schools that he's heard from so far in Arizona not being on the list?
yeah, because we already know that Arizona. I never said Claude was going to go there. I just want that.
Oh my god!
I never said it. My point is this: I would like Desmond Claude here at the U of A. First of all, I love that name. That's an amazing name, Claude. Nick, we need to take Nick for everything that Nick has done for us. We need to take Nick out for a Baggins too.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, yes. It's Jules who wanted him. All right, I think Jules are probably, yeah, that sounds like some Jules would like. But either way, you're not going to be able to get guys like that. First of all, he's not eligible. Second of all, he's going to want to handle the ball. All I'm saying with Claude is this, is that Claude is, if he's not a point guard, you can bring in guys like that to replace Bryant. You can't bring Somebody in there that wants to play point guard. That's all I'm saying. Who has Claude heard from?
All the big ones. He wants to run the point.
But yeah, he's not going to, though. I want to,
not in Arizona, but his dad wants him to run the point.
I want to be 6'5". It's not going to.
He will absolutely go to a school where he can handle the ball.
You think he's going to Florida?
Florida's on the list. You want me to really see the list?
Hey, you got to give me a lot of credit, though, because I predicted him entering the portal when you didn't think he would.
I mean, you pretty much told everyone he was going to use a lock for Arizona.
I told you that he was going to enter the portal, though.
Desmond Claude has heard from the following schools: BYU, Ole Miss, Florida, Virginia, Gonzaga, and Indiana. By the way, did you see who's going to Gonzaga?
Oh, that was a good one. Adam Miller, my friend.
Holy crap.
What? That wasn't good.
No, it's not good. Holy
What?
Elijah Arenas was involved in a car crash and has been placed into an induced coma. Gilbert's kid.
Wow. Is this trending? Wow, hold on.
Jim just tweeted it.
Was involved in a serious early hospital as in place to induce. Holy moly. Well, thoughts certainly go out. Thoughts certainly go out to him. That just goes to wow. That just kind of shows you how that's wish him nothing but the best.
That's still in the mood on that one, everyone.
That's tough. I hope for sure. Wow. All right, let's pay a couple of reads here. I got to regroup. Pay a couple of reads, whatever you call it. All right, I got to regroup. Okay. What do we got? Baggins. Wow. Well, here we go. Luke equals Beavis and Butthead. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, anyways, Baggins. Go a code AZ12, my friends. Andre Veras wants to hang out with us. I will allow him. We also need to hang out with Nick because we owe Nick for everything that he has done for us. He has done an amazing job. Baggins, code AZ12, my friends. AZ12. Sheer, have you been to Baggins lately?
I need to go. I think I might go tonight, actually.
All right, well, get on it because, again, I mean, we know that, you got to do it. There's just no way around it. You have got to do it. All right, Baggins AZ12 for 50% off. Everybody real time something there. We would very much like you to, we'd very much like to real time it. It'd be very good. Now, get all food made in-house. Every sandwich comes with a chocolate chip cookie. We all like cookies. Who doesn't like cookies? Yummy, yummy in my tummy. Check it out, AZ12. All right, now what else we got? Talk to me. Green Valley Decorative Rock. Now, one thing that we have done, we're still getting people left and right that are asking why we won't endorse Andre Veras. Get in line. But I've heard a lot less rumors about Green Valley Decorative Rock.
Yeah, we're very close to shutting that down completely.
Yeah, I mean, if that thing is basically physical, that thing is basically hanging out with Jedd's promissory notes. They don't exist anymore. 2 convenient locations, Tucson and Green Valley, 50 plus locally sourced landscaping materials, serving residents and contractors. Yes, no one pays me to go to Baggins, and I do it. Dennis Walsh, no excuses. Sheer family, I agree with that. They do. Sheer family does a good job going to Baggins. All right, but either way, Green Valley Decorative Rock, they do a very good job serving residents and contractors. Check it out, the Green Valley Decorative Rock. Okay, back to rock. Okay, now, anyways, back to a little Arizona basketball. Obviously, we certainly wish the best for Elijah Arenas there. That's awful. When it comes to Carter Bryant hasn't has he declared for the draft? Has he anything?
No, not a thing. He has to literally in the next 72 hours.
Hey, wouldn't that be the most interesting thing ever if he just never declared?
Well, and I was wondering, is it a possibility that his name's just on the list? That he just doesn't do anything like Jaden Bradley style, and then he just waits and then doesn't announce anything until he announces a final decision?
I don't know. I mean, maybe, but
players don't usually do that. But I mean,
usually do that, and because that's an awesome opportunity for these kids to get a lot of likes and to be able to say they can use their hashtag blessed, God's plan, all of that stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think it's kind of funny. Jake says, are we going to mention how clueless Goodman is on? Hey, here's where I'm at with Goodman. Goodman is clearly just trolling the Arizona fan base. I don't know why he does it though, because he's absolutely despised by this entire fan base.
It was kind of funny that he comes out with that, and then Bossy this morning comes out saying that Arizona was one of the winners. You need to return players to win. He's criticizing Arizona for returning most of its roster.
Right. I don't, and he's just going out of his way to be able to, and he's talking up KJ Lewis, which is fine. I got no problem with that. But at the same time, he's also making it out like KJ and Henry are essentially, like losing like Magic and Kareem or something. Like I said, his shtick is just old. And I don't know. I'll be honest. As an alum of a school, wouldn't that suck to be universally hated by that fan base?
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't. I don't. I guess maybe click sell and all that crap.
But there was somebody that made a really good point. He said if Jeff Goodman went to an Arizona basketball game, he would get obliterated.
Yes.
The fan base would absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I just don't get why he's like that. I don't, but yeah, it is what it is. Though the Carter thing is going to be interesting though. But Big 12 Bobby says Duke hates me for some reason. Yeah, I don't get it. So let me ask you this though, because this was on the board. You do say though that you don't. If you were Arizona, you wouldn't have really handled this any different than
hard. What do you do? You want Carter back, so what do you do?
And they
if
clearly
you want Carter back. You wouldn't put in any effort. You'd say adios. He would have entered the transfer portal. That's the thing that we're not talking about enough either. He didn't enter the portal. So if he comes back to college, it has to be Arizona.
Yeah, and he's already signed the papers and everything. So they've got that. Hey, are these promissory notes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So I don't. Goodman is probably the guy who got Rich Rod fired. Unfortunately, I know the person.
He is.
Now, unfortunately, I know the person that did that, and I hate that person. But that's my mean face. Okay, Marcus Delgado, another good name. So if he doesn't come, he double hosed us now because he won't be able to get someone as good. That's kind of. Is he? He's back in town, like playing Fortnite right now, isn't he?
Yeah. He tweeted something about playing video games. Yeah. And then everyone started overanalyzing it because he had a U of A video game controller in the picture.
Here's what I think. I think he wants to come back. I really do. I think he likes the college life. We'll see. I mean, he could easily declare tomorrow and I'd look like a total moron, which isn't new. But
you say he's going to declare anyway.
What's that?
On that?
Huh?
I think he's declaring anyway, don't you?
I mean, I think so, but maybe he doesn't. I still think he's coming back. And again, I have no inside information on that. I just think
maybe he doesn't. I think he's coming back. Man, that was like a triple hedge.
No, it wasn't triple hedge.
Yeah, that was like a triple hedge.
There was no hedge. There's no hedge. It's all crap.
You're triple hedge.
Spewing a lot of verbal diarrhea.
God.
All right.
I think he might come back, but he might not come back. But if he comes back, I think he'll come back, and he'll probably come back after not coming back.
Wilbur's big burner. I made Wilbur's.
Is he okay? Is Wilbur's big burner okay?
Yeah, I don't know. He's not doing well, but but I did make his day though. Okay, he doesn't have to publicly declare.
He doesn't have to do anything. His name literally could come out on the list. What is it, like Saturday at 11:59?
Yeah, but kids never miss that opportunity though because it's
Jaden Bradley did.
Jaden
Bradley did the whole thing, and then when the list came out, we were like, "What?"
Yeah, it's a good point.
Now, I will say it's very unique for a first round pick.
Right. Let's see here. Okay, now, real quick, and then we're gonna have our guest segment as well. But I'll just say this: that I believe he's going to enter, and I believe though that he is going to come back to the University of Arizona. Period. That is my opinion. I believe he will come back. Although it would be awesome if he didn't enter the portal. That would be really fun. Or the portal, the MNBA draft. That would be great as well.
Thank you, Mike. You really narrowed it down. I'm proud of you.
Yes. Now look at this. Wilbur's big burner. Yes, Mike did make my day. That's what we're going to try to do here. Now we're going to talk with TJ here in just a second about Justin Flo news because again, Thomas does have an assistant. I just texted and it sounds like May 1st will be that announcement. So
I assume they're going to do the Steve Robinson leaving and that announcement in kind of one fell swoop.
Yes, I would assume, but it sounds like May 1st is the date to take for what it's worth. Okay, now let's pay a couple bills, and then we got the great TJ Van Martyr coming on. But first, RJ's Frozen Cactus. May 10th, everybody. May 10th, Dennis Walsh. I expect to see you there with the private jet. I expect you to see that. You can land that thing in the parking lot. And guess what? Maybe bring Bert, because by by the way, still one of the most humble brags ever. Yeah, it's flying Bert around. Bert could definitely pay for everything at RJ's Frozen Cactus. This is true.
Absolutely.
Yes. So yes, Bert. Anyway, check it out. Pre-game at RJ's, then rideshare. Well, you don't have to pre-game and rideshare because we're having a fight night on May 10th. I am a master UFC prognosticator. I make a lot of people a lot of money doing this. It's going to be a lot of fun. No bad seats in the house. Now, pizza, wings, tacos, burgers, and more. 100+ craft beers. $2 deals. $2 deals. And again, all kinds of good stuff. You will thank me later. RJ's Frozen Cactus. Lost Highway says Goodman sucks, but his video is only about the portal where U of A is -2.7.
Yeah, but you can't say that the portal hasn't been kind to Arizona when they didn't do anything in the portal on purpose.
Oh, yeah, on purpose. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I you know. And Lost Highway, maybe they're a little burned by Trey Townsend. Your guy, take that. All right, Aris Dental, land the man with the freaking master plan. Tucson implants, my friend. Sure. When are you getting your implants?
Sooner the better.
Yeah, I mean, so there are a lot of people who need to get implants. TucsonImplants.com, my friend. The championship package. Again, the championship package. It's 1997. Big 12 Bobby put it very well. Dental implants at affordable rates, daily urgent care, my friends. And here's the other thing. They only offer necessary treatment. Sure, let me see your tongue. You will leave with that thing intact.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. It's the little things that matter in life these days. But again, go there. It's championship package. TucsonImplants.com, TucsonTeeth.com, daily urgent care. Get in there. We very much like it. Land the man with the master plan. All right, now it is time for our weekly fan segment here. Let us joined by the great TJ Van Martyr. Hello, TJ.
Good morning, gentlemen. How's it going?
Not bad.
Yeah, good seeing you.
All right. Shout out to you, Mike, about the quadruple hedge on the Carter Bryant situation.
Oh, that was crap. There was no hedge there.
Like 9 hedges all in one.
No, there wasn't.
I know, man. You guys can start your own landscaping company, just like GVDR, with all the hedges you do.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair at all. I don't think that's fair. TJ, we need to talk about the elephant in the room that we have ignored until this point.
Of course.
Justin Flo. There's still going to be people like Joseph that are going to insist that this is essentially Lawrence Taylor. But sometimes it just doesn't work.
It just doesn't. Sometimes you've got $1 million talent with a 10-cent brain when it comes to, talent, psychology of the game, and so on and so forth. And it seemed like Justin had all of the physical features that you wanted a linebacker. Just couldn't put it all together. And like you guys said, was 4 or 5 different coaching units have said, not this time. Probably not good for him. Maybe he goes to a G5 or a lower division and succeeds based off sheer athleticism. But at this level, not so much.
Sheer athleticism, get it? Sheer, it's your question now.
Very similar to Justin Flo in our athleticism. TJ, with football, we'll go one more football. What's your overall outlook? Like, is there any confidence whatsoever based on what you read and heard coming out of the spring, or are you kind of a see it to believe it kind of guy?
I mean, I'm kind of see it to believe it, but I'm somewhat more confident from a few things that I've heard. I think number one, coaching. I think we can't say enough that Babers really tanked the offense. It looked very antiquated. It looked boring. It wasn't up to 21st century standard. It felt like I was watching something like from the early 90s Steelers or something like that. And the guy
this past year's Steelers team, if you want to go like that.
This is true. And Daggy, and not that I'm a Daggy connoisseur or anything like that, but he seems young, vibrant, flexible, amenable to whatever the offense needs. I mean, and granted, we lose T-Mac and we lose Jonah Savina, day 1, day 2 NFL draft picks. I think it's going to be better. I think we've got more talent at receiver. We've got a lot of depth at running back. The offensive line is going to have to be, tinkered with, and hopefully the coaching staff adds a few pieces. But I think it all hinges on the offense. How does the offense perform next year? That's going to be the difference between a 2-win team and a 7-win team. I do think we're capped at 7, given what the schedule looks like. But as long as we hit on all cylinders, we should be fine. I mean, let's not forget, Noah Fafita was a Heisman candidate going into last season.
All right. Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, where do you stand with TJ? I run a very, I'm very simple with what I want. I just want to be entertained. I am at the point now where I'm not going into any Arizona expectation or season ever with expectations. I just want to be entertained and I want to have fun. I'm making this about me.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like the Rich Rod teams. Remember 2016 when we went 3-9?
Right.
That was still a fun season. We were still scoring 1,000,000 points, but losing by 1,000,001. Those were good years though. But yeah, you're right. Like last year, I'll never forget. I was watching. I have an 11-year-old son who's like, backs the A probably just as hard, if not harder than me. Good. And him and I were watching the game, and like throughout the first quarter, when it looked like we were going to get our brains beaten in, we just we went back outside and played catch. We played baseball together because it was so boring. Like the moral of the story last season was just a drudge. I didn't even watch the Tetairoa Cup last season. Had no desire to do it whatsoever.
Yeah. We were at that one, and all we kept saying was after ASU would score another touchdown, all we would say is minor setback for a major comeback.
That's I think people started getting mad at us after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just glad to see the season end last year. I had no desire to see the Tetairoa Cup at all. But yeah, I mean, I did meet Coach Brennan because I went to the KU game last month, and he seemed like a really nice guy. He seemed very energetic. He seemed like he genuinely wants to do well, and that's why I'm rooting hard for him. I'm not super sad that we didn't fire him or anything like that. I want to see him succeed. He seems like a good guy. He seems like he wants to do well. And like we've said a lot, not just for football, but other sports, you have to be emotionally invested in the university, the program. And one thing's for certain, Brendan is emotionally invested. And that gives me hope that he's going to do well. Now, next year, we're not going to contend for any championship. But doesn't mean in a couple of years, once we start showing promise. What's that?
Wait a second. You don't think we're going to compete for a championship this year, TJ? Yeah. Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. 15-0, number 1 seed. All those things.
Right.
Correct.
Sure.
You're Carter Bryant. What do? You come back. You test the waters. You go.
So I was about to say it wouldn't surprise me either way. He's in that weird sort of that purgatory area of like he's not a surefire thing. If he's drafted 2025, he's going to be, it'd be like Peyton Watson when he came out of UCLA. He averaged 2-3 points a game, came in. It wasn't exactly he wasn't a priority, right? Like at Golden State, you've got your Steph, you had Clay back in the day, and so on and so forth. For Carter, he's going to get drafted by someone who's going to probably go deep in the playoffs. He's probably going to be asked to be a back-end rotational player, and he's not going to get very many minutes. And I think for him, it depending on what the NIL situation looks like for him, there's no harm in him coming back if the price is right. I mean, worst case scenario, yes, he does get injured, but they have insurance policies to cover those things. But best case scenario, Tommy makes him the focal point in the offense, makes him one of the go-to producers, and he thrives, and then he's a surefire top 5, top 10 pick, just like Ben Mathurin was back in the day.
Yeah, see, that's where I keep coming back to. I think he's got a lot to gain by coming back. I really do. I think that, you can, because he's better than like the 24th pick or whatever, but I also worry about him too. Like I said, you want to try to get to that second contract, and I don't know that he is, at that, I worry about him. That's all I'm saying. If he comes back, he gets some really good money, and I think he can have some good time with it.
Yeah. Real quick, Mike, I do wonder if he was supposed to announce today. I wonder if he puts it off. I don't know if he was supposed to, but like he just posted about Elijah and a lot of the SoCal kids. Elijah's very well known, obviously, in the SoCal community. So this is going to hit them hard. So I do wonder, because I know Carter knows them, if Carter delays public things, until the last minute now.
Yeah, that's just terrible. I don't even know what else to say. TJ, let's talk a little bit. We got a few minutes left. Let's talk a little bit about what you do, my guy. I mean, you do some pretty good stuff. Let's talk about it.
So I love sports. Sports is my distraction. I always like to say I have a very serious job, so I'm very silly outside of the office. I'm a therapist. I work predominantly with young teens, young males with men's issues. I work with neurodivergence, individuals, adults, and kids with autism, ADHD. Relationship issues and so on and so forth. It's a passion of mine. I've been doing this for 16 years. I started working with a junior college team doing sports psychology, working with, some of the kickers, some of the quarterbacks, receivers, and just help with like the mental game of it. But then it kind of pivoted to more just serious things like dealing with like substance abuse, dealing with emotional regulation, just coping with life, because life is stressful. And for men are 4 times more likely to engage in suicidal behavior than women, but are also far less likely to express when they need help. So I have a genuine passion for helping the community out. And so I provide a service that's tailored to men one-on-one. I do all my sessions virtually that are in Arizona. I'm based in Southern California, but I'm still licensed in Arizona. And I work with a lot of people doing that. And, it gives me personal passion because I've personally been impacted with mental health issues. I started with the loss of my father. The grief hit me really hard and said, hey, I needed to do something to help. I can't help my dad's situation, but I can help community. So that's what got me into it. So love to help anyone who ever needs it. If not, just tell someone to get help. No man is too cool for help or support. I've worked with a lot of people, and I still actually I work with a former U of A baseball player still. He wouldn't mind me telling you that, but yeah. So basically tells you guys you're not too cool for help.
Now, how can they get in touch with you, TJ?
So my website is simple to find me, tjvanmartyr.com, tjvanmartyr.com. It has my contact information there. And my cell phone number is on there as well. You can just call, text me directly, and happy to help anyone in need.
TJ, you are the man, my guy. I really appreciate you hopping on here. That was that was great. And again, like you said, mental health is something that there's no stigma. Get help if you need it. Seriously.
I just pulled up your website. I didn't know you were in SoCal.
Yeah, I'm in Torrance, my man. I gave you breakfast recommendations back in the day when you were out here.
That's right.
Yeah,
there's a line in Ice Cube's song where he says, "Don't go to court in Torrance."
Well, Torrance has like a lot of interesting places. It's got its warehouse, factory industry where it's in the east side. They've got the nice area near Palos Verdes, which is the south side. So it's a very eclectic neighborhood.
Yeah, very cool. TJ, you're the man, bro. And you've been just a great Wildcat fan, and just want to get you on here. This was fantastic.
Thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, we're signing off here as well. We will be back with you tomorrow, though, at 10:30. You all are the best. We're going to get a little bit of Arizona women's basketball talk. We're going to go position by position and a bunch of that stuff. All right, and again, obviously, thoughts go out to Elijah Arenas and the family. We'll keep you up to date on that. But for Jason Shear, I am merely Mike Luke. Everybody in the comments, you are great. We'll be back with you tomorrow. TTFN.